Hey, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tony Walsh here, and just wanted to give you another project update as it's been 2 Saturdays since the last one. So Jackie's been busy more in her newfound hobby, which is she's using for a stress relief during all this situation going on here around the world. So let's get to look what she's done in the last couple weeks. Hey, here's our first raised flower bed that I showed y'all a couple of weeks ago. And if you remember, it had some colored flowers over here on this edge where this row is missing. The hailstorm we had beat those to death, so those were dug up and threw away. And she has since planted some onions in there straight from the seeds, so they haven't cropped up yet. Got one banana pepper there, and a row of tomatoes, a row of cucumbers, and then some potatoes. You can see some gaps missing right here. We did dig them up, and those potatoes are starting to sprout, so they just haven't popped up above the soil yet. Same with that one that's missing down there. And then she's got some more tomatoes and onions here. And here's the original 2 tomatoes in the upside down Coke bottles that I showed you a couple weeks ago. You can see they're turning up and still growing. She did plant another one the next week, and it survived, but she has moved 5 that are now gone. I don't know what she done with the Coke bottles, probably threw them away, but 5 did not survive. We did switch to 2 milk jug containers because I had somebody tell me that the roots would grow better in the milk jug because it was bigger, but those 2 grew. And this one survivor and those 5 all come from a local store, and all those plants, 4 of the 5 died, so we just got the one remaining here. And always with springtime living in the south, the pollen is flowing. So here we got Andrew pressure washing the house. You can see the green stuff on the siding, so he's washing that off. Okay, Jackie is done building the second box. Now we're putting the hardware cloth on the bottom, and again that'll keep varmints from coming up through the bottom, while at the same time letting the excess moisture through. Okay, the second bed's in place. You see us trying to line it up to make it as symmetrical as we could, because we do live in a subdivision, so we have to sort of keep it neat. So we got it in place, and now Jackie's placing the weed cloth in the bottom. Keep weeds growing up because we're planting it straight on top of our grass. We didn't till it, so we want to keep the grass from growing through if we can. And here's what it looks like with all the weed cloth in the bottom of it. Now to start filling it up.
I hope I didn't mess
Okay,
them up.
she's finished planting this bed, and the tomatoes that are in here are the ones that were sitting over there in the black containers on the other side of the number 1 raised bed. So they've been transplanted into here. She's also got 2 cucumbers in there and a few marigold plants. She's just trying out because marigolds are supposed to deter mosquitoes. So this is an area that we sit around a lot. So she's put some marigolds in. You can see the chairs there under the shade with the ferns, and of course it's right here by the fire pit. So we'd like to see if the marigolds do deter mosquitoes. So that's the end of this project for today. So besides this second raised flower bed she built in the upside down Coke bottles, she had somebody give her 2 of these store-bought upside down topsy-turvy tomato planters. So we're going to try those. Okay, instead of putting up one with just the tomato, she actually put up two. The one on the right is the tomato, and the one on the left is a cucumber. So we're going to do a upside down cucumber and see how it grows. And here we are, it's Saturday night, so we've lit a fire up in the fire pit. So we're just sitting down here and soaking in some flames. You know, one thing about living in the South where pine trees are plentiful is having access to free pine straw. So you can see we put pine straw out on the flower beds, make it nice and fresh. Jackie's put her hummingbird feeder back out, and it's right underneath the window to the laundry room, so she can look out and see hummingbirds. And that's something she's always done, is had hummingbird feeders. And they are right next to this bush here, which a couple of bees are flying around. I see at least 4, so they're getting some pollen from, I think that's a bottle brush is what that's called. There's our hummingbird feeder. So red bush, red food. And this is the food she's using, and it is an American product. It's actually right here, it says made in Wisconsin. So again, we're trying to look at labels as much as we can, and hope you do too. Hey, outside on the pergola, she's hung up a dry bird food feeder for any kind of bird. So we have hummingbirds on one side of the house, and then whatever kind of bird wants to come eat out of this one. We'll see how it works right here with the 2 dogs to see if they let the birds eat or if they chase the birds away. Of course, the one thing, the squirrels won't come up this close to the dogs, so they will keep the squirrels away. In the dry food bird feeder, just says contains wild bird food, and again, it's made in the USA. Okay, and our last project for the weekend, I hope, anyhow, is we put some starter seeds in some cups. And I know my good YouTube friend David Hotaling is going to chastise me for using styrofoam cups, but this was a spur of the moment thing, and that's what we had in hand without going to the store and buying anything. So we planted some beets, which I love, some tomato yellow pear, or a yellow pear tomato, then some celery, which I love, and then basil and chives, which I don't love, but Jackie does. So that's going to be our starter seeds, so we'll keep you up to date on that. So as I said, that ends our projects for today. If you enjoyed what we're doing, give us that thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to us. And just hope to see all y'all later. Take care, and God bless.